Hi guys. You should be clicking on the Pear Deck that is posted under asynchronous learning for today. Um, Either Friday, September 25th or Monday, September 28th. Okay. So if you notice, we are still writing equations. Okay, but this time we are starting with word problems. Okay, so some important slope words that you need to remember are per, each, and every. You may see rate, but really those three, per, each, and every, those are the main ones that we should be focusing on. Okay. Some key words for your y-intercept would be your starting point, the beginning, the start, or a one-time fee. Okay. Slope is the word that is repeating. So that's why we look for per, each, every. The word problem tells me specifically how it's repeating, but those words per, each, every, or rate tell you that that is a repeating word. Okay. Intercept is the one that happens only one time. Okay. So if you click through your slides, it is student paced, so you can click through as you need to. Okay, your first slide is the first step of writing equations from word problems, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna break down each of the steps into their own slide, and they'll be working together to get to our goal of writing equations, okay? So the first one is identify the slope word and draw an X. Okay, it's not letting me draw it on my screen, but the slope word in this word problem right here is the word each. So go ahead and um, get your marker or your highlighter or whatever you need to from the slide. Draw an X on top of the word each. Okay. Step 2 is to circle the slope number. Okay, so you should already have an X on the word each, because that's how often it is repeating. Each shirt, right? Circling the slope number, if you notice this 8 right here is on the left side of your X, right? So once we find that slope word, we either look to the left or to the right of the X to look for the number that goes with it. Okay, so we should be circling the 8. Okay, that's step 2. So we did step 1 and step 2 on this slide. Let's move to the next. Okay, step 3. We're going to box the y-intercept number. So same word problem. We should have an X on the word each. If you haven't done that, do so now. We should have a circle on the 8. The other number that I have left is the 24. That is the one that we should be putting in a box. Okay. Next step. Writing or selecting the best equation. Okay. If you are confused by your answer choices because you don't see any that say y equals, that's okay. What our focus is not the letters, right? We are focused on where those numbers are being placed into the equation. So if you have your 8 circled, that means that 8 is the one that goes with the variable. 8 would go with the letter X. In this case, I don't have an X, I have a K instead. Look, right? K, 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 K. So 8 should be paired with the K. So if you notice, only F and G have 8 paired with the K. So I know that my answer has to be one of those two choices. Okay, remember that we put a box on that 24? So that's my B, that's my y-intercept, right? So that means I should be adding 24 and selecting answer choice G. Okay. Next slide. Okay, slide 6, you're putting all of your steps together. Okay, you're identifying the slope word, you're drawing an X on it, circling the slope number that's either on the left or the right of it. You're putting a box on the intercept number, and then you're going to choose your answer choice that best matches what you wrote. Okay, so in reading this, Melissa is saving $25 that she earned washing her mom's car. She earns $10 every week for doing chores. Okay, so we're trying to write a function, or we're trying to write an equation that represents that information. Okay, first step, identify my slope word. Get your marker, your pen, your highlighter. Every is my slope word, right? Every, so I should be drawing an X on every. Do as I say, right? Do it on yours as I'm talking about it here in the video. Okay, the number to the right, to the left, right? Either the left or the right tells you what your slope number is. So if you notice, there's a 10 to the left of your X, right? So 10 is my slope number. So I have 10X right there next to each other. This $25 is what she already has, right? That's my box for my intercept. So if we were writing equation, right, the 10 is the one that needs to be next to the variable. 10 has a pair, has a partner, right? 10 has a letter that should be next to it. Plus the 25, because that's what we already had. Okay, so go ahead and pick your answer choice that you think best matches what we wrote. And we're going to move on to slide 7. Okay, the last slide, okay, looks chaotic, looks kind of crazy, but I'm going to try to explain some of what you're seeing. Okay, if you notice in the squares, okay, those are your word problems. Okay, those are the ones that you're going to look at to put X's, circles, and boxes on the numbers that are provided there. Okay, from each of the boxes, there are different equations that are already written for you. Okay, the answers that you are picking from are the arrows that are moving away from the word problem. Okay, so if we notice right here on the start word problem, okay, there are 1, 2, 3 different arrows that I can be selecting as my answer choice. Okay, once you pick whatever answer is the correct one, it leads you to your new word problem. Okay, once you get to your new word problem, there's directional arrows that you can follow there. Okay, so what you need to be doing on this slide is drawing those X's for your slope words. You need to be circling the slope numbers, and you need to be putting boxes on the y-intercept numbers. Okay, in working on this in class, the most common mistake that students made were when it came to having subtracting words. So if we notice right here, Cole weighs 200 pounds. When he starts losing weight, losing is my indicator, right? Losing is subtraction. So my slope has to be negative, okay? My per week, that's my slope word, right? Okay. Another common mistake was on Naya having Legos. Every is my slope word, and then I have the number 1 that is with it. Remember, guys, right here on the X, if there is not a number with X, we automatically understand that the number 1 is there. Okay? Another mistake that I saw is right here when your team is scoring runs per inning. Per is your slope word. So whatever number you have has to be your slope, right? If you don't have another number, then don't make one up, okay? Use what they're giving you in the word problem, okay? So 2 would be with that X, and that's it. There's no intercept, okay? So don't overthink it. Use what you know, what you're given, and work from there, okay? Once you are done, you can hit submit. It updates your work for you and you are done.